So during the summer, you and I had one of our many great conversations about Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and what's going on there, and then both of them say that the page is turned and that's nothing to see here. And then you and I were basically saying, let's just see how things play out during the season. Right. And now they're 5-5 after that Monday night loss. And I want you to interpret Trevon Diggs' tweet for me, please. During the game, his brother tweets out essentially, 14's got to get out of there. So can you interpret this tweet for me or post, whatever the hell they're calling it now, Robert?
Yeah, listen, man. Trevon Diggs, in my opinion, he's watching his brother who has made an undeniable impact on the Buffalo Bills franchise. I think we can all agree with that. He's helped them become better. He's helped them launch themselves into that quote unquote Super Bowl window. He's also a grown man and he can say what he feels. So I don't think I can speculate and say that, hey, Stephon Diggs put him up to this. And I know a lot of people in the industry have already talked about how they don't think it's an accident. It's like, well, have we heard anything from Stephon Diggs yet? I haven't.
Right.
I haven't seen anything come on the Twitterverse or on X, since that's what it's called now, that speaks to how Stephon Diggs feels about it. What I do know is that when you have a star receiver and you start losing, speculation is going to start coming around. Look what happened with Devontae Adams. The Raiders start losing games. All of a sudden, everybody thinks that he wants to get traded and that he wants out. And there's reports that he went to talk to the team and they said they're not trading him. So when I look at that from Diggs, he's out with a season-ending injury right now, talking about Trevon.
Yep.
And he had a feeling. He doesn't want to see his brother on a 5-5 football team. He knows his brother has less football in front of him, or he's got more football behind him than he has in front of him. So I think it's just a concerned brother looking at the situation, seeing that his own brother's not getting the football in a crucial game, and he spoke his mind.
So what about the switch at offensive coordinator in between weeks 10 and 11 in a short week?
Yeah.
So what happens now? What do you think happens in Buffalo moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the numbers, the offensive coordinator was not the problem, but clearly it's not just about the numbers. It's not just about having a top 5 offense. It's not just about having the number 1 success rate in the red zone. There's something else brewing there, it is what it seems, because the question I would have for any coach, this, Rich, when head coaches start to fire coordinators, it's probably because there's a little bit of heat underneath their seat. Right. It's not always about just, I'm so displeased with what happened, because the question I have is, does Ken Dorsey get fired if the Broncos miss that kick? Is he the reason that there were 12 men on the field?
Nope.
Well, did he just tell somebody to get on out there and make sure we get 12 on the field to try to block this bad boy? Because if they miss that kick, if the Broncos, Will Lutz miss that kick, Ken Dorsey's not getting fired, in my opinion, because they win the game. So I don't quite understand the decision. I don't agree with the decision, although I am a believer in Joe Brady. Had an opportunity to actually go work out for the Carolina Panthers a few years back when he was the offensive coordinator there with Matt Rule, and got to know him, understand his philosophy. I do think he can help, and he has a great offensive mind. I don't think that Ken Dorsey was essentially the problem. And I even put out there in one of my tweets that I think that they should consider hiring Dan Orlovsky in the offseason. Dan is a guy that, like all of us in this new age of analysis, that we break down the tape and we look at it. But Dan believes he can fix their offense and fix their quarterback's turnover issues. So I don't see why it wouldn't be a good idea to at least give him an interview to see what he's talking about.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.